Resuming Weird World Order broadcast. Dialer phones connected. Initiating broadcast signal in
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ladies, gentlemen, and knights of the Nerd World Order, this is the Nerd World Order broadcast. I am the man that you call Dukes, and to my right, it's all about the...
Booyah! What's up? It's your boy Joe, baby.
And to my other right, weighing in at 178 adamantium-filled pounds, coming straight out of Krakoa, Alfonso X-Man Flores.
Professor, body slide by 3.
Body slide reference. I am actually going to know what that's a reference to. That was an early X-Force. Does Cable still do the body slides?
No, it's when he had Grey Malkin as his home base, which was originally Asteroid M, and he had a teleportation unit there that would send him places. So he'd be able to take him, the team, whoever, from one place to another, but it was blowed up. So he ain't got it no more.
No more body slides. Well, ladies, gentlemen, and knights of the Nerd World Order, if you are listening and have no idea what Alfonso was talking about, then that means that this is an episode of the Nerd World Order broadcast. And today we are going to be discussing the most anticipated movies of 20 and 23. Joe, Alfonso, and myself have picked out 3 movies each and maybe a couple of honorable mentions that we'd like to talk about today. Movies that we're excited about and we want you to be excited about. And hopefully we all are excited about each other's movies, but I'm probably going to find a reason not like their list. But let me get started with my number 3 movie. Now, this movie is part of a franchise, and I would say that when I initially watched, let's say the last installment of this franchise, I'm like, dude, this is ridiculous. It's dumb. I cannot believe that they're doing this. But you know what? They're up to number 10. Fast X is my number 3, and I'm coming back for more. I want to see the family. I want to see Dom and Letty and the Toretto's little baby Toretto now. I want to check it out. So that's my number 3, Fast X. Joe, what's your thoughts on that?
Quick cap in, bro. We went to go watch the 9 when you're like, meh. You and Rashawn were like bagging on. I was like, I kind of like it. It's pretty good. Now you're hyped up for 10. Why are you so hyped up about 10? Besides the guy that just coming back.
Well, it's because fast, like if I look at the sort of movies that I like, it's like fast cars, explosions, a little bit of martial arts in there, and that's pretty much everything that the Fast and the Furious franchise gives you. But my problem was in the last one, spoiler alert, ladies and gentlemen, in the last one, they took a Pontiac Fiero into space. That's when I was like, nah, bro. I could have just walked out right there. It was a Pontiac Fiero in space. I'm
okay with that because that's the way the movie is. That's what it's all about, is extreme situations where it's everything. Dude, Dom was not going to drive off a cliff, shoot his harpoon stick or whatever it was, and swing around all. That's never going to happen. But that's the type of stuff that we see in that movie. That's actually my number 3 as well. So I'm kind of looking forward because I'm a huge fan of that franchise, and I'm kind of looking forward to Gal Gadot supposed to be in this in 10, and I'd be okay if. How do you feel? I'd be okay if they brought Paul Walker's brother there to play him. I don't think too many people would be upset with that. What do you guys think?
No, I think that would be totally cool. I look at it like it's not like they're trying to bring in someone to replace Paul Walker. It's more like honoring Paul Walker. So I'd be totally cool with that.
Yeah.
I wonder if Gal Gadot accepted the role, like to come back once everything started going down at DC. She was like, I'm not getting that DC money. I better hop on another franchise.
That's for sure. Well, because they're always bringing people back because they brought back Han.
Mhm.
But Vin Diesel probably said, "Hey, yo, gal, what's good, my girl? What's good?" And she was like, "Show me the money. Show
Yeah.
me the money."
And I think it'll be interesting because if I were to run through a list of Gal Gadot movies that really stand out to me, obviously you have the Fast and Furious franchise. You have that movie Red that she did with The Rock and
Mhm.
Ryan Reynolds,
Mhm.
and you have Wonder Woman. I can't think of anything else she's been in.
Yeah.
So it's like, is she really marketable, or has she just been like too tied up in the DC franchise?
Yeah, like I think that movie Red was pretty good. I could have done without The Rock. Now that I think about it, because he's getting worse than Marky Mark. At least Marky Mark and Keanu have branched off to do different type of movies. But it seems like every time a Rock is in a movie, it's the same format with the guy.
I feel like there's a lot of Rock hate out there right now, and I'm
Mhm.
still a Dwayne Johnson fan. I
Mhm.
love where he came from, and I love
Yeah,
that the dude is so full of himself. It's
yeah,
like it's like I wish that I could be completely wrong and just like be like, oh no, here, let me throw out some fake statistics to show
Mhm.
you all that I'm right. And then
Mhm.
when people show like, no, those statistics are fake, just be like, just not back down, you know? And then make up stuff like, well, I've decided that I don't want to be part of whatever, instead of just admitting like, bro, they had no place for me anyway.
Mhm.
His ego, it's like you have the Rock and then you have his
Mhm.
ego. And even though I can't respect The Rock, because you're right, he is the same dude over and over,
Yeah.
I respect his ego and his total unwillingness to admit, like, yo, I took the L.
I don't know, man. I think if I was like that, you'd be like, "Hey, yo, bro, we took it all on this one, man. Like, bro, you're handling it the wrong way."
I gotta think about that one because I'm like, it's like I'm gonna support my bro,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
So it's like, but you know what? I would support you, but then I'd pull you aside and I'd be like, Joe,
Hmm.
come on, bro, come
Yeah.
on. So yeah, but in public I'd be like, them stats is right, okay? You know I
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
stats.
Yeah.
So
For real. Yeah. Stats don't lie unless you're The Rock.
yeah, that's factual, bro. Yeah,
Yeah.
if Joe ever posts any stats and they're wrong, you'll never hear it from me. X-Men, what you got at number 3?
For me, number 3, I have Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Okay.
So Guardians, I mean, these movies have been hitting hard. I mean, even the holiday special, which was so short, they've done so much with it. James Gunn, he's been amazing with these movies. He's just he's killing it. He's bringing back music that people aren't normally listening to and never even heard of, and some people are just they're becoming top 10 hits all over again. He's making people money who made the music so long ago that everybody forgot about. His timing and his wit are great. We're going to get the last appearances of Batista as Drax. As it looks like Rocket's on the cutting room floor. They've already announced that the next Guardians of the Galaxy is not going to be the same team. So what's that going to look like? This is going to lead up all to that. And I think it's going to open up a big can of worms. I'm really super
Hmm.
stoked about this.
Right.
I'm torn.
Hmm.
I was a lot more excited about this movie before James Gunn decided to dismantle the DCEU. Because I feel like normally I am completely invested and 100% behind what James Gunn is doing.
Hmm.
But after seeing his dismantling of the DCEU, I just really have to question his vision. And I know it's
Hmm.
like, hey, completely different universe, different properties. There's no connection. But to me, I've lost faith in James Gunn with everything he's done with the DCEU. So I'm reserving judgment or excitement
Hmm.
on this one.
See, it's tough though because he really hasn't done. I mean, yeah, he's washed everything clean, but you haven't seen his product yet. Like Peacemaker was great, even the Suicide Squad was really good. What he's going to put out there is going to be amazing. It's just what he does. I can't see him doing wrong. Unlike Taika Waititi, who just like went too far with Thor: Love and Thunder. I think James Gunn, I mean, he's come up from like the Tromaville stuff, so he's seen the cheesy side of it, and he's worked his way through it, and he's grown and grown and grown. I mean, from day one, I said, they need somebody like what's his name in Marvel? Oh my gosh,
Kevin Feige.
Yeah, we need a Kevin Feige in DC, and it should be James Gunn. And I'm standing by that. I mean, until he puts out a product that I'm not happy with, I got to back him. There's, it's tough because he came into a pile of crap with the DCEU. Right. And, even though Affleck was awesome, and Cavill was awesome, it's tough because it's like, if he hangs on to those guys, it's going to be like, yeah, I just polished the turd. Here you go. Let's put it out there. He's just going to wipe the slate clean. He's going to start over. And I think like with Guardians of the Galaxy that we had no expectations for, I think he's going to do nothing but surprise us.
The way I look at it is this. Let's just say I wanted to open up a hamburger restaurant, right? And I'm buying a property of another establishment of a burger place. And I'm looking at the menu and I'm looking at the prices or the money that they made for certain burgers. The burgers that ain't making any money for me, and it's been there for years, I'm going to switch it up and make new burgers because obviously those burgers are not making the money anymore. And nobody likes those burgers. So even though there's a lot of people that do like Henry Cavill, which I do, I'm one of them. I think he's great as a Superman. I'm a fan of Batfleck. I'm a fan of Robert Pattinson too. So if you can look at anything with the Matt Reeves project with the Batman, all three of us like that movie. He totally did something different with Batman. New Batman, the Riddler, and he did everything different, and it was actually a good movie. And it was so good, it didn't feel like a DC movie. It felt like a Seven type movie. So I'm looking at it in a positive way. James Gunn coming in there. I'm sure he did his research. The one thing that people forget is he's a huge DC fan. So he reads all the material because he's a huge DC fan. Thus, when he did this Suicide Squad, he picked a lot of characters that he loved from the comics that none of us were like, bro, I don't remember those characters. And that's what he does. So we just have to have faith in him picking the right Superman. And the one thing he does say is he knows how important Superman and Batman is for the franchise. So he knows that's what's going to move DC. Just like Marvel, like they have right now, they have Iron Man, and then Captain America. Look what it did in the last 10 years for Marvel. He understands that. So I'm sure he's looking for the right actors. From what I hear, he's writing Superman. So he's taking his time with it, and you just got to be patient.
I wholeheartedly agree, man. It's like even Jason Momoa is dropping hints. He's making videos. He's putting them out there like DC's got a big thing for me. And we all know from previous tweets or posts, whatever, he is a Lobo fan. If you look at Lobo, which is one of the most awesome villains in the DC universe, you look at him and you look at Jason Momoa, that's what you see, right? You don't look at him and see Aquaman. He was a great Aquaman, don't get me wrong, but he wasn't Aquaman, He wasn't over here like fish, 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 fish. He was something else. They made him completely different, and we accepted it because we love Jason Momoa. But he would have been so much better in another role.
Yeah, because you remember they were doing art before he was cast as Aquaman. Like he needs to play Lobo. Oh, totally. And so I'm sure James Gunn looked and like I said, he's a huge fan of DC and their comics. Probably looked and said, dude, he would be a good Lobo, and he still looks good, because Lobo can have his own movie, but he can pop in a different. If you're looking at the 10-year span, he can pop in and out through those 10 years. He doesn't have to keep coming out with a movie.
Right.
You guys mentioned that he will be the Kevin Feige of the DCEU. So I'm just going to jump straight to Phase 4. That's what we're going to get is Kevin Feige Phase 4.
I hope not. I really hope not.
Yeah, at this point he hasn't put Shazam on the chopping block, so I'll give him a shot as long as he doesn't mess with Shazam. I feel like Dave Bautista shouldn't have announced like, oh, this is my last movie. He's been announcing it forever that it's hard to keep in the shape that's necessary to be that character. And, it's just like, and they're, oh, Rocket might. Just come on, my bro. Like,
Mhm.
like I avoid trailers and spoilers, and then you have the director and the actors pretty much telling us like, oh, this is gonna happen, that's gonna happen. No, dude, I don't stay off the internet for like 2 months before a movie comes out for you to
Mhm.
spoil it 6 months before. So
Yeah.
yeah, you know what, Alfonso? I can appreciate your excitement. I respect your excitement. I love Guardians 1 and 2. They're like my
Mhm.
favorite movies, and
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now, I cried in both of them, dude.
Mhm.
Like there were scenes in that movie that just pulled at my heartstrings. But this
Mhm.
one, oh man, I'm just telling you, my spider senses are telling me. I'll say rabbit senses. My rabbit senses are telling me it's not going to be good. But I hope I'm wrong.
I think it's going to be good because this is his last Marvel project, and I know he's not going to make a bad movie to where people are saying, "See, he don't care because he's going to DC." So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm pretty
He's
sure it's going to be a good movie. You know, people are going to die in it, so you're probably going to pull your heartstrings even more, bro. Because if the fact that they are going to do a new Guardians, bro, if you don't kill him, what are you going to do with him?
Okay, bro, you've been in the same job for like 20 years, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas me, I switch companies like every 4 to 5 years, right? I'm mercenary
Yeah.
style. I'm not ashamed to say it. Now, I can tell you from a man who has had many last days on a job,
Mm-hmm.
your last day, you're not looking to impress anybody, okay? You're
Right.
probably not working your hardest. You're like,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
how can I make this last day as easy as possible and
Right.
get my check? So,
True story. However, you're not in a business where everybody's looking at you. Social media is huge, man. And so like people know whether or not James Gunn can't sit and say, I wonder if I can make a second movie today. He's gonna be looked at from everybody. It isn't like us. No one cares about us if we decide to make it a second day or for your last day, bro. This dude's getting looked at. And he's already getting looked at because they're upset about, what he's doing about firing people and stuff like that. Like he looked at but dude, you can't be mad at him. He looked at that Wonder Woman 3 and said, nah, Wonder Woman 2 sucked. And she's like, but I'm trying to tell a whole story from the beginning. Your story sucks. The second one was straight garbage, man. I'm glad I watched that for free, bro. Dude, my spider sense went off on that, bro. And I was like, I think this one's gonna suck. And then good thing, because you remember at the time on HBO Max, remember it was like the movie and it came out there, and I was thinking the whole time, I'm so glad I paid to watch this garbage.
that's for sure. I agree with that. So I got to agree. Well, Alfonso, you have started us off with a great deal of debate, man. So I'm going to try to come in with a number 2. I think it's coming out of left field. This is my left hand, left field. It's coming out of left field. You guys, we're not expecting this one. My number 2, part of a franchise, bringing back Ash Campbell. Well, not actually bringing back Ash Campbell, but Evil Dead Rise. That's my number 2.
Mm-hmm. Is he in it?
He'll be part of, basically it's like, oh, it's the franchise. We're all going to stick our hand in there and get some money. So he'll be part of like the direction/production, but he's not actually in the movie as far as I know, which is good.
I seriously think he'll at least make a cameo.
Have you guys seen that trailer?
I have not.
My bro.
Oh, yeah.
I know you're not the guy who's trying to watch movies about people that are possessed and demons and everything like that, but this movie, how normally they save like the scary parts or like the parts that are really intense, like you just get one of those. This trailer is like, what's next? Because every scene in the trailer is just freaky, intense, and I'm thinking, even if they take all these scenes and those were the best scenes in the movie, that's like 10 good scenes. And I think because they didn't really go through the story, oh my gosh, I'm an Evil Dead fan, and I feel like this is going to be the reboot that is just going to put Evil Dead back into the public eye like it hasn't been in a while.
I don't know. The one thing we've learned about everything in the previews, and we asked that question, what's left in the movie? That's usually the movie.
I'm willing to take that chance, bro. I stand I stand at my number 2. I feel like Evil Dead has done so much as far as, one of my favorite movies has been, Ash versus Evil Dead. Evil Dead 1 and 2, take it or leave it. But
Yeah.
Ash versus Evil Dead was just awesome. Then they had the TV show. They've tried to reboot it.
Yeah.
I think that's why, Alfonso, I feel like they're not going to try to bring back Ash, because this is just going to be a complete reboot. They're going to lose that comic edge and just make it straight horror, and it's going to be insane.
That's why I liked it, because it was straight comedy. I don't like that possessed stuff. Because that stuff be happening. That stuff be happening, bro. I'm not trying to go to a movie theater to watch that crap.
Yeah. I know.
Evil Dead franchise, I mean, it's been so much fun, and it has the best one-liners and everything, and it does have some thrills in it. So you get that scariness, but you still gonna have a good time, because it's like sometimes it was just scary all the time. I'm like, hiding behind my wife, but when I can laugh about it afterwards, it's awesome, and the one-liners just make it. Maybe not as much as like even a speaking part. This is my thought. Somebody's gonna be walking by an S-Mart, and you're gonna see Ash there, like beep, beep. He's checking things out. Beep.
Yeah,
I'm calling it.
Yeah, I'm just not down for that lady with the messed up hair, face looking all jack. Her freaking head does a 360. She's always wearing white, and she's freaking crawling, running after you, crawling on walls like she's Spider-Man. I don't know, man.
We'll see. Joe, what is your numero dos?
Mine was the movie. It's a sequel too, but it was a movie that you had told me to go see. I had to watch it, and it was pretty good. I'm looking forward to Spider-Man in the Spider-Verse. I think that one's going to be pretty good. The first one didn't let me down. I enjoyed the first one a lot, because at that point, Marvel didn't come out with good cartoon or anime movies, at all. It was all DC. And that was one of the reasons why I didn't want to watch Spider-Man, because I'm like, bro, because that's the one thing you count on with DC is the animation department is really good. The stories are good. And I'm not looking forward to Marvel, because Marvel is just not good. But I remember you like, bro, you need to watch this. It's really good. And then, I went to watch it. I'm like, man, I couldn't believe up till I say Homecoming, that was probably like one of my favorite Spider-Man movies, because it was just like really good. And so, like, I'm really looking forward to the second one.
I would say, then we'll let Alfonso come in and be positive. So here's my thought. It, to me, is going to suffer the same fate as Secret Wars. And what a lot of problems that I've had with Marvel as of late, which is too many variants. It would be cool if, Spider-Man 2099, okay, that's cool. And Spider-Punk, that's cool. But it seems like they're trying to bring in every obscure Spider-Man that there's ever been. And it's just like, come on, dude, that's too much. That's my concern. But I will say, I am not a fan of animated movies. But for me to recommend a movie to Joe, that's got to be a stellar movie. And I did feel that the movie was so great. I think I watched it, then I watched it like the next day with my son, because he's a huge Miles Morales fan. So I'll say this. I'm not expecting much, because I feel like it's going to be overkill with the variants, but I feel like this movie will prove me wrong, because the first one was so good and they're setting it up as a trilogy.
Yeah.
The Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, like, it completely changed the genre, man. The animation was like top shelf, and not only did they have like top shelf animation, they had like different stylings of animation for each character, and everything was just you wouldn't think they'd work together, but they were able to meld it together into one big thing. What they did with that movie was amazing, and I can't see them failing with the second one. You've got all the Peter Parker variants, but what's cool is Miguel O'Hara, Spider-Man 2099. He's not a Parker. Miles Morales is not a Parker. So they're like kind of the two outside people working with all the Parkers. I guess Penny Parker. Well, no, Penny Parker's even a Parker. So, I'm looking forward to seeing, a lot of different Spider-Man that I've seen throughout the years. The Fantastic Four Baghead Spider-Man, the Cyber Spider-Man. They have so many, and it looks amazing. I'm wondering how they're going to do it with this, because, when in the first one they had everybody have their own art style, right? So this one they're going to a different world. So every different world is that going to have their own art style, and he's still going to look the same throughout. Oh, and on top of it, the one Peter Parker has a baby now. He's walking around with a baby in a front pack. Oh man, dude, it's going to tear at your heartstrings. You know it's going to.
Isn't Tom Holland supposed to be in this one? I know that's like TikTok rumor, and I try to stay away from that. But I heard Tom Holland could possibly be in it.
That would be nice. I bring back Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, all of them. I don't see why they wouldn't do that. Tobey Maguire, Tom Holland, and Andrew Garfield.
Yeah. And they could be like a group of people that know each other. They're like, well, wait a minute, hold on, you guys are acting a little erratic here. Let's get back to being Peter Parker. And then Miles would be like, I know Parker.
Right.
The reveal.
like the Scooby-Doo. He's not Peter Parker. He's Miles Morales.
Old man Rivers.
Alfonso X-Man Flores. Dying to hear what your number 2 is. What do you got?
My number 2 is the same as Joe's number 2. I'm equally as excited. It is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Again, I can't say enough about this movie. I am super stoked. It actually was tough to keep that out of my number 1 slot. And honestly, when I put my 1, 2, and 3 down, I really thought all 3 of us would have the same exact movies in different orders. Yeah. But dudes, you're throwing some curveballs at us, and I'm really appreciating that because those movies I'm excited to see. They're on my list of things that if we have time, I want to talk about. So, well, except Fast and Furious.
You know what? I'm realizing more and more that my taste in movies doesn't follow the normal mainstream as far as like people are like, that stunk. And I'm like, no, actually it wasn't bad. Right. So, shout out to Derek Murray. But yeah, sometimes I feel like the movies that I like and I look forward to, because Joe will tell you that pretty frequently, like I find the weirdest movies to watch. Yeah. So understand and I respect that my list is going to be a little bit different than everyone else because I look for stuff that's a little different.
Total respect.
Right.
Respect. Okay, gentlemen. I would say that if I said 3, 2, 1, tell me what my number 1 movie is, that every lady, gentleman, and knight of the Nerd World Order can simultaneously tell me what my number 1 is. So I'm going to try it. Never done this before. Okay, here goes. When I hit 1, shout out what my number 1 movie is. In 3, 2, 1.
Shazam.
Now, here's the question with Alfonso throwing out a joke, because everyone else across the multiverse, all the variants, simultaneously yelled out Shazam. Simultaneously. Yeah, I'm predictable. Yes, I do have 1, 2, 3, 4 Shazam pictures directly in front of me. 2 Shazam cups, 4 Shazam statues behind me. So it should come as no surprise to anyone that I am absolutely pumped about Shazam! Fury of the Gods. But it looks like an awesome movie. It's just not the sort of thing where I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna, I'm not being like The Rock, where I'm just like, nah, dude, this is gonna be solid, and everyone's like, no, this movie is going to be awesome. Shazam! Fury of the Gods, get in line now because it will be the greatest movie of 20 and 23. Go ahead, shoot me down, Joe.
I'm gonna pick the Rock stance on this, and how he didn't want to have anything to do with that Shazam because he didn't think it was good enough. Even though I'm like, have you read a comic book, bro? That's like his arch rival, and even he didn't want to be in the movie, bro. He's like, no, we need Henry Cavill. It's like, I mean, I'll still watch it, but I mean, I guess I'll watch it because that's the last DC universe that we're going to see because James Gunn is going to kick him out. Bah! That's it. No more Shazam. Bah!
I feel like Shazam's overall tone would fit very well because you have family and you have humor.
Yeah.
That's James Gunn right there, man. I feel like that's going to be a perfect match for James Gunn. Yeah,
I'm just joking, man. I think that's why he hasn't said anything about him. But I don't think this movie's going to do well. I don't think it's going to make money. I think the writers for these movies aren't that good. I think if they had better writers, it's not that good, bro. It's really not. If it wasn't Shazam, you'd be like, man, what is this garbage? Phase 4. I think Shazam is gonna be like the last part of Phase 4 for DC. I'll still watch it though.
So let me throw out one additional question that I really want to hear Alfonso's take on this. So, Joe, are you going to go to Shazam, which features Megan Good?
Yeah, of course. That's the only reason I would go.
Alfonso, throw some positivity into my life. What's your thoughts on Shazam?
The first movie was amazing. I had such a great time with it. So much fun, you know. And that's what I love in a movie, fun. And I'm excited to see this movie, and I think it's going to be just as fun, if not more. But I do have one complaint about it, and it's Shazam versus "Thank you for being a friend." Travel down the road and back again. He's fighting the Golden Girls, man. Come on, man.
Lucy Liu is not part of the Golden Girls, granted. You know, she may be a little bit younger than Billy Batson, but she's not one of the Golden Girls. And Helen Mirren,
fine. And she's fine too.
See,
Right. She is,
okay. So Joe, we got Lucy Liu and Megan Good, who you like, but I personally have never actually looked at in that way since I've been married. Yeah,
that's one of the reasons to go watch.
But didn't they age up Lucy Liu for this?
She's
I'm
still
thinking
fine.
Well, she totally is. One of my favorites. But if she's aged up and eventually maybe something's going to happen where she absorbs some power, she becomes younger. But Helen Mirren's still Helen Mirren. You know, it's Ruth. They might as well have Ruth McClanahan, Betty White.
well, I will say that I feel like Lucy Liu probably has the Angela Bassett effect, where it's like, yes, she is one of our more patron stars. However, she still holds herself very well on the screen and is a phenomenal actress.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah.
I'm definitely looking forward to this movie, though. So don't get me wrong.
Alfonso is a kind man, except when it comes to the older actors and actresses. Which, you guys ever notice how Alfonso, whenever someone reaches a certain age, he's just like, they're too old to be in a movie. I'm trying to see old people in a movie.
Yeah. I mean, I like you, Jackman, but damn it, he's old
and tall. I want a franchise player. I want somebody who can make me 10, 20 years. Am I going to be here 10 more, 20 years? Probably. I'll still be here 10, 20 more years. I want somebody who's going to be there with me for those 10 and 20 years.
Dang, you're just selling all of Hollywood short. I mean, as long as they stay off of the party scene and take care of themselves, I'm hoping they can, stay in there and nothing happens to them. So, dang, Alfonso. Once again, ladies, gentlemen, and knights, Mr. Positivity does not like the older actresses and actresses. Let it be known. Okay, well, that's my number one. Let's see here, Joe. I'm getting ready to fire back. What is your number one choice?
Mine is John Wick 4. I'm looking forward to John Wick. I love that franchise. I like Keanu Reeves in it. I don't care if they killed his cat and he's just killing everybody that had anything to do with killing his cat, bro. A dog, lizard, rats, mouse pet, a hamster, a freaking iguana. Even if he had fish in a tank, bro. Someone killed his fishes in the tank and he just went on a shooting spree and started kicking everyone's butt. Bro, I'm down with that, dude. I'm looking forward to that. I like all the John Wick movies. And it's coming out like in a couple of months. I can't wait for that. So I'm pretty hyped up.
Did you all notice? Go back, hit rewind, go back 30 seconds, maybe 60 seconds. Joe listed off a series of pets, and he left off the greatest pet of all time. If you killed John Wick's rabbit, I would have been down with John Wick. I'd have been like, well, now someone has to die. But Joe didn't mention rabbits. So, Joe, you know what? I just, after the first John Wick, the movies just got preposterous to me. I get, he's supposed to have this body armor. And, bro, you're too skilled. You just got too much skill, John Wick. You gotta beat everybody. Now, I did think in the last John Wick when Halle Berry had her dogs,
Yeah.
that was cool.
Right.
That was awesome. But
Mhm.
then they're gonna have a spinoff that doesn't include her. Just has some. Oh, there's some new person we're bringing in, because to Alfonso's point, they have to go out and find a younger actor or actress. Because I guess John Wick is aging out and Halle Berry's aging out. So let's find this random here and make her the new assassin. I enjoyed John Wick 1. Love John Wick 1.
Mhm.
I was hyped on John Wick 1. After that, it just got preposterous for me. Now, I'm going to throw this out here. Oh my God, Deuce, will you shut up? Okay, I just got to throw this out here. Because when I watched the trailer, there's this theory, and it's a badass theory, and it makes sense. John Wick is Neo's dreams
Mhm.
in between the third and fourth Matrix. He's dreaming all of that. And the thing is, if you look at the characters in John Wick, a lot of those actors and actresses have appeared in the Matrix movies. And so the thought is that's just Neo's dream. I'm shutting up, Alfonso. Take it.
Okay. So you said preposterous. Yes, that word, preposterous. And I completely agree. All right. I do like the John Wick movies. They are very entertaining. And the things they do are amazing. But when it all comes down to it, it's shoot, shoot, kick, punch, roll, shoot, shoot, kick, punch, roll, shoot, shoot. It's just got a formula. And after a while, it's just like, that's the same thing he did the last guy. So at first, the first movie, it was great because it was all something new, and it's more realistic because that's kind of what, I mean, except for the, but anyways, and it's just funny to me that you said preposterous when you also included Fast and the Furious on your list, because those movies are like complete suspension of disbelief and physics. And when you said they went to space, I honestly thought that was a joke, because I heard that before, and I'm like, oh, that's the next movie. They're just joking, but they really went to space. That surprises me. But these two movies, they kind of seem like the same thing for me. You've got gun porn and you got car porn, right? And it satisfies that itch, it does. They're fun movies. They're exciting movies. But after a while, it's just like, how many more of these are you gonna make? I know nobody feels the same way I do about John Wick, but I do.
Yeah, I see what Joe's doing right now. We're about to get blasted. I see him looking at the Wikipedia page. He's about to jump on his steed, Wikipedia, and just drop the knowledge on us. So,
yeah, I was trying to figure out, remember Chow Yun-Fat?
Yeah.
Chow Yun-Fat, before he started making American movies, he used to do a lot of gun movies. So, like John Woo, that's where John Woo did a lot of his movies with Chow Yun-Fat, where he would do the double gun snap shooting and stuff like that. And so, like, I've always been a fan of those type of movies. And of course, Alan knows this very well. I love Kung Fu movies. And so what do those have in common? Nobody cares about the story. You're just there for the action and the movements. So for me, that's just the best of both worlds, where I can get a lot of gunplay as well as Kung Fu play. And then if you look, there's videos out there, of Keanu doing exactly what he does in the movies, where he's proven like, yo, this is fake, but watch me. I'm shooting at this angle. I'm doing this. I'm hitting all my targets. So that video makes it believable that he could probably do that. And again, I'm a huge fan of Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan demolished the competition, but I still loved it and watched him doing it. That's the same thing with Keanu Reeves as John Wick. He's destroying everybody, but I'm okay with that. I like that. I go there for that entertainment. Just like Fast 10. I know what I'm going to get out of that movie, and I'm okay with it, even though people complain about it. Them flying in space in a Pontiac, I'm okay with that.
Yeah. These Kung Fu movies, I mean, they're entertaining. They are. And if you admit what, you like them for what they are, for that reason, they are. They're fun. But when people are like, oh, that's a great movie, it's like, it's very entertaining. And I can definitely agree with that.
Right. Well, that's, what number one, or, 1 through 3, what is our list of the movies we're looking forward to? That's why that's on my list. I'm looking forward to watching that movie. I've watched all 3, with my sons. So it's like, and they like John Wick as well. So it's like, and And then just just knowing, like seeing interviews of Keanu Reeves as a person, he's just a legitimate, humble, cool guy. And he's the opposite of of what The Rock is. You know what I mean? He's like, even if his movie doesn't make, and he plays in movies that don't even make that much money, but he's still humble, whether it's successful in movies or or the movie bombs. And that I like that. Like I used to be a huge fan of The Rock in WWE when it was called WWF, and you could tell he's changed, like just the way he talks and stuff like that. To your point, Alan, he's very egocentric, and like I guess it's okay to be that, but at a certain point, like when you get caught cheating and it's on camera and everyone sees it, and you're like, that wasn't me, bro. You ain't Shaggy. And you're sitting there looking like, yeah, you're throwing out fake stats, bro. Like, how do you respect somebody that doesn't even acknowledge their failures? And then you do pump up videos where you're like, oh, hey, you do this and but you just did the opposite of that when you can't admit defeat.
I agree with that. I really can't disagree with that. And let me say, I'm going to be there to see John Wick opening day. I'm going to be there on preview night. So as much as I'm talking, I'm going to be there, no doubt.
Oh yeah, same thing with Shazam. I talk a lot of smack, but I'll be there.
Alfonso X-Man Flores. Everyone is on pins and needles because I honestly cannot think of what your number one would be. What do you got?
I honestly, I can't believe you guys did not put Ant-Man Quantumania up there. I mean, this is going to be, the opening of the can that's going to start off, phase 5. It's, introducing King and the light that he's going to be introduced in. Not just, the one who knows. He's going to be King, and this movie is going to rip things open apart and set way for the new Avengers movies. And I'm super stoked about this movie. I can't be more excited about this movie.
Here's my problem. It's funny because I was talking to my son about this. I want to say maybe yesterday, maybe even today, right? He goes, hey, are you excited for, Ant-Man Quantumania? I said, no, son, because I was so disappointed in phase 4. I'm not getting my hopes up again. I'm going to watch it. But I feel like Kevin Feige is less of a, let's say, visionary right now. He's just a hype man, like put on your clock, bro, and be like Flavor Flav. That's all he is at this point. He's just a hype man. And so I can't believe a word that he says. I don't care about these trailers. The only saving grace for me is Jonathan Major is just a crazy good actor. So that's the only
he's
thing.
really good.
But then I told myself, I said, so is Christian Bale. I was like, dang, slap myself down again.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my thing, bro. It's just
but that was Waititi that messed that up.
Yeah.
Christian
Bale did a good job.
Yeah, Waititi just didn't give him enough playtime, which is terrible.
Bro, you're a supervisor, right? So you know that when your people aren't doing a good job and they're messing up, a good boss comes to them and says, yo, you need to get this crap together, okay? Because you're not going to make us all look bad. Well, guess what? Kevin Feige sat there, saw the dailies on that crappy movie, and he let them go out there into the world and give us that garbage. And then he had the audacity to look at us all and go, that's pretty good, right?
Yeah. The problem is Kevin Feige's complacent. So in the beginning, it was so good because he had a plan, and no one expected that 10-year plan, and it was so good. You had a few movies that weren't that good, right? But I think it's harder for him maybe to plan out the next 10 years because everybody is expecting the same type of buildup. And it was like we're not doing that. We did that last time. We're not doing that again, which he should have, because it probably would have been better leading up to. So, but the good thing about this last trailer that they did play, it looks a lot better than the first two trailers that I seen. First two trailers, I was like, eh. This last one, I was like, okay, maybe. But to Alan's point, Phase 4 has been so bad. I'm not hyped up about it, bro. It's just like it's like a perpetual liar telling you, like, hey, I won't lie again. And they just keep lying. And then, like, shame on me for over and over again thinking this guy's not gonna lie to me. And you keep lying to me every day. Shame on me now. At this point, shame on me. And that's what it feels like with Kevin Feige and his Phase 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, however many he wants to go. If he keeps doing the same thing he did in Phase 4, bro, it's not going to be that good. And then now they're saying that Dr. Doom ain't even going to be in there, bro. Like, how you going to do Secret Wars without Dr. Doom? Bro, get the hell out of here, bro. I'm done. Come on, man.
Come on, man. You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of, like, how each of us would treat an ex-girlfriend. How, like, she was really, really good to you at first, and then she cheated on you. And it's like, I'm going to give her another chance. You guys are like, no. Nope.
Alfie's like, but she can cook.
She makes a lot of money. I'm a glutton for punishment.
Like, I'll just make top ramen, bro. I don't care. Not going back.
Hey, don't knock top ramen. Top ramen with some eggs,
bro. I'm not knocking the top ramen, bro, at all. I'm letting you know, like, hey, she might be able to cook, but I'll eat this instead.
Yeah, for sure.
I just found out that top ramen, you're not supposed to eat it by itself. You're supposed to throw other stuff in there.
Yeah, bro. You don't throw eggs in there?
Actually, I haven't had top ramen in years.
Wow. You're missing out on abusing your body, bro. That's one of those things. It's not good for you, but it's good.
Yeah. I've used it enough in other ways. Like, I got a wife who can cook. Woo!
Nice.
Wow. Very nice.
Yeah.
So, guys, tell me, I'm going to start it off. Start it off with the honorable mentions. And I'm just going to throw them both out there. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 was on my honorable mention list. And now that, you talked about it, it could have made number 3 over Fast X. And then John Wick Chapter 4 was also on my list. Like, I went back and forth. That wouldn't have made it on my list. It's honorable mention, but it wouldn't have made it on my list just because it's just not my jam. Like I said, opening day, I'm going to be there. But I'm not anticipating much. So that was my honorable mentions. Joe, what do you have for honorable mention?
Mine was what was it? It was Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Like, that could, like you said, it could have made it up there, but like I said, dude, Phase 4, man. Phase 4. That's all I gotta say. Phase 4. And so maybe there's just so many movies that are coming out. Like 2023 is going to be the year of like a bunch of movies, that are going to come out. So for me, if I had to do like Marvel and DC movies, it's probably Shazam or Ant-Man is probably like a good honorable mention, because I talk a lot of smack about those Phase 4 and Shazam, but we're still nerds. We like comic book movies. We're gonna go check it out. And there's like a little like faint light, like like you're in like a dark cave, bro, and you're looking for the light. You see a little thing in there, and like those person will walk up and pick up. Look, it's a light, and then the light gets bigger, bro, and it shows you the way out. Hopefully it does that, and hopefully it doesn't lead you to a dead end.
That's right. Alfonso Westman Flores, your honorable mentions.
Okay, so my honorable mentions, I have a big list, and I'm going to just leave off the ones that you guys have already talked about. First of all, the Marvels. I'm still super stoked about that. I loved Miss Marvel. It was such a great show. And I made a meme about it a long time ago where the Marvels had Jean Grey in it because she's Marvel Girl. And there's speculation that she might be in that. So I am down with that. X-Men right there. Boom. I'm good.
Alfonso,
go.
Come on, man.
The only speculation that's coming out about Jean Grey in that movie is coming from your cell phone, okay?
Yeah. Dude, I ain't never heard that. The only rumor I heard about Jean Grey is in Deadpool 3.
I'll send you
like supposedly I don't know her name. I can't remember her name. She's supposed to come back with that role.
Who? Sophia Turner?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, not Sophia Turner. The other one, the original Jean Grey.
Oh, Famke Jensen. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I heard. She's supposed to come back in Deadpool 3. That's the only Jean Grey I heard, bro.
You know she's old, right?
you know we're old, bro.
Right, that's right. We are. All right. So let's see. The Marvels, kind of stoked about that. I don't even mind seeing Brie Larson again, and then you've got what's her name, Photon from WandaVision. She's gonna be good. I still want to see the Flash. I mean, I'm not exactly happy with Ezra Miller and these actions, but Michael Keaton as Batman's going to be in that, and I want to see it. I'm bummed that I didn't get to see him in Batgirl, even though Batgirl would have probably been really bad. But Michael Keaton deserves it. And then Blue Beetle, of course, I'm excited about Blue Beetle still. I love that Sholo kid from Karate Kid. I think
Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai, yeah, he does a good job. He's a good kid. Look at me, he's young, and he can carry a franchise. And he's probably gonna get fired after this movie because they're cleaning house over at DC. Actually, but he hasn't been shown yet, so he might be like one of the forefront runners. And then can't forget about Aquaman, Last Kingdom. So,
bro, I forgot those 3 movies you mentioned come out this year.
and that's why I brought them up, because it's still something I want to see, something I will see. Not exactly happy about anything. You got Amber Heard and Aquaman. You've got Brie Larson in the Marvels, and you've got Ezra Miller in the Flash. It's just like they're all movies with clouds above their heads, but I'm still stoked to see them.
That's a pretty good honorable mention. I would say all 3 of those movies are going to be overlooked until maybe about 2 months before they come out. Aquaman's probably going to make a ton of money like it did before. But, as far as like the Marvels go, unless it's just a really good movie, I don't expect people to gravitate towards that one. Blue Beetle, that's going to make less money than Shazam. No.
I like Blue Beetle. He's dope. But who knows? Unless you read comic books, or watch Young Justice, you're not going to know who Blue Beetle is.
Right. And it's not Ted Kord, the original Blue Beetle, which is basically Batman. It's going to be, is it Robbie Reyes? No, that's what his name is. I don't remember what his name is. But anyways, he's, younger, Latino kid that finds this, magical scarab from space. And it gives him all these powers of like a suit of armor that can, it's a little sentient. It argues with him. It sometimes wants to do more than he wants to do, like kill, and he doesn't want to. He wants to rein that in. So it's a constant inner struggle between him and his suit, kind of like Venom. It's basically like Venom, but it's more armor and metal.
Yeah, it's like a Venom Iron Man.
Yeah, exactly. Combo.
Yeah, combo breaker. If Ant-Man does well, is the Marvel's the next movie?
Yeah.
So like if Ant-Man does well, then everybody will look forward for the Marvels, because it's gonna, if they go back to the same format where it leads into the next movie kind of thing, like the end credits things, how they used to do that were really good and now they're garbage. But I think if Ant-Man isn't that good, then I can see no one looking forward to. I mean, I think this is a year Marvel's gonna have to step up. I think if Marvel doesn't step up, they're gonna lose whatever traction they did have.
Yeah, it's Ant-Man in February, Guardians in May, Spider-Man in June, and Marvel's in July.
Okay.
So it's going to be like one right after the other.
It's just crazy because it's February and then there's nothing for 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, summer is the blockbuster season, so they're probably holding off for that.
Then there's the DC or the Disney. There's a bunch of shows on Disney Plus that are going to come out in between. I forgot about that, like Secret War, Secret Invasion. So,
excellent point. Well, gentlemen, if you're keeping track, we have covered 3 awesome movies that we're all going to like, and a few movies that didn't make the honorable mention. I just want to say to everyone, no matter whether I say it's going to be on the list or not, whether I say it's going to be exciting or not, I'm gonna watch every movie. I'm gonna be there
Mhm.
opening day, and I'm gonna be excited. So I will say I gotta agree with Joe. 2023 is gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
And I feel like this will be a very fun year to watch movies.
Yeah, I think so too.
So, until next time, ladies, gentlemen, and knights of the Nerd World Order, I am NWO.
We are NWO.
Nerds redefined. Booyah!